Silence is not neglect, it is construction. The unseen work is often the most important work. There will come a time when the noise stops, when the voices you leaned on grow quiet, when the movement you thought was proof of progress suddenly stills. And in that moment you will wonder, have I been left behind? We are conditioned to equate activity with life. If something moves, we believe it is alive. If something is loud, we assume it has power. But the soul does not grow in the noise, it grows in the stillness. You may think nothing is happening. You may think the silence is proof of absence. But it is in the silence that foundations are laid, the kind you will stand on for the rest of your life. The truth is, silence will expose you. It will strip away your distractions. It will bring you face to face with the parts of yourself you've avoided. And in that confrontation, you will either turn away or allow the deeper work to begin. It feels like punishment to the impatient. It feels like rejection to the insecure. But the sculptor's chisel cannot strike forever. There must be moments when the artist steps back, not because the work is abandoned, but because the vision is being refined. You may not hear the tools, you may not feel the shaping, but you are still on the wheel. The workshop is still active, and when the silence ends, you will see it. The precision, the purpose, the beauty that could never have been formed in the chaos. Shallow roots crave rain. Deep roots survive drought. The quiet season is not wasted time. It is survival training for your soul. On the surface, everything looks dead. No blossoms, no movement, only bare ground. But beneath that still surface, the roots are stretching deeper than ever, searching for a source that cannot be taken away. You cannot see them, but they are finding what will sustain them when the storms come and the visible water runs out. We despise these seasons because they starve our pride. No one sees our progress. No one applauds our endurance, but this is the kind of growth that will keep you standing when everything else is falling. The quiet season teaches you to draw from an unseen river. It breaks your dependence on surface conditions. It makes you unshakable. When the storm finally hits, when the wind tears at everything you built, you will not be moved. Not because life has been kind to you, but because you learned to grow in a place where no one was watching. If you are in that place now, do not curse it. Do not run from it. Do not confuse silence with abandonment. This is where the real work happens. This is where the deepest roots are planted. This is where the strength you will need later is quietly forged. One day the noise will return, doors will open, opportunities will arrive, and when they do, you will be ready, because you learned to stand before anyone knew your name. The silence will not last forever, but the strength it gives you will. There is a kind of silence that does not come from the absence of God, but from the abundance of His wisdom. It is the stillness of winter, where the branches seem lifeless, yet the roots are digging deeper than they ever have before. You may be in that quiet season now, a season where prayers feel like they dissolve into the air, where the heavens give no answer, where the work you have done bears no visible fruit. And if you are not careful, you will mistake this holy hush for abandonment. But friend, the quiet season is not God's retreat, it is His deep work. Roots never grow during the harvest. They grow in the hidden months, in the unseen soil. When God hides you, when He withholds the noise, when He removes the applause and the obvious signs of progress, He is not wasting you. He is anchoring you. Shallow roots cannot weather storms. And God in His mercy will allow a winter so your soul can grow roots deep enough to survive the droughts that are yet to come. You may be asking, why now? Why this silence? Why do I feel buried? But seeds are buried before they grow, and burial feels like death until you realize it is planting. If God let you sprout too soon, the first wind would bend you, the first heat would scorch you, the first trial would uproot you. So He works where you cannot see, fortifying you for a season you have not yet imagined. The truth is, God withholds only to prepare you for more. He is too wise to answer too quickly, too loving to give too early. We think delays mean denial, but delay is the Father's way of enlarging our capacity to receive. If you pour water into a cup too small, it overflows and is wasted. But if you wait until the vessel is ready, not a drop is lost. This is why he waits. This is why he says not yet. He knows what he is preparing to pour into your life, and he will not waste his blessing by giving it to a heart that is not yet deep enough to hold it. I know what it is to ache for an answer, to wake up day after day asking God for movement and hearing only the ticking of the clock. I know what it is to wonder if he still sees, if he still hears. But the truth is, his greatest works are often accomplished in silence. The oak tree does not grow overnight. It takes years of unseen rooting before its branches can hold the weight of the sky. And here is the dangerous temptation in the quiet season: to dig yourself up, to force the bloom before its time, to abandon the soil, because the growth is invisible. But if you move too soon, you will forfeit the harvest God was preparing. Every great calling requires a season of being hidden. Even the most faithful servants were sent into obscurity before their appointment, not as punishment, but as preparation. If you could see what he sees, you would stop asking him to hurry. You would fall to your knees and say, "Do it your way, Lord. Keep me here until my roots are unshakable. Keep me here until my heart can bear the weight of what you're sending." The quiet season is where you learn to trust his character above his actions. It is where faith matures from believing in what God does to resting in who God is. It is where you discover that his withholding is not a rejection, but an investment. Like a skilled builder, he will not place a heavy beam on a frame that cannot bear it. He strengthens the foundation before adding the weight. And you right now are being reinforced for the glory he intends to set upon you. So do not curse the silence. Bless, do not despise the hidden months. Embrace them, for when God finally speaks, when he finally moves, you will realize the quiet was not empty. It was pregnant with purpose. And when he gives, it will not be the scraps you thought you were waiting for. It will be pressed down, shaken together, and running over. You will see why the wait was worth it. You will thank him for not answering when you begged him to, because the thing he is preparing is greater than the thing you were asking for. Your roots are growing, your vessel is expanding, your faith is maturing, and one day when the quiet season ends, you will find yourself unshaken in the storm, unmoved by the winds, unafraid of the drought, because your roots have gone deep into the heart of God. So if you hear nothing today, it is because heaven is at work beneath the surface. And when the time is right, you will see that this quiet season was the loudest declaration of his love you have ever known.